So, hi guys, welcome to
Hi.
Empowering Girls for God. I am the co-founder of Empowering Girls for God. My name is Rena.
Hi, my name is Emma, the other co-founder of Empowering Girls for God.
Yeah, so thank you for tuning in to this special, how do you say, like a discussion about teen pregnancy.
Exactly.
It's a very big topic. We have reality shows about teen pregnancies, but now you guys get to hear a perspective that's very unique. We have a special guest here, and she's Kenyan, just as we are. And
But if you know anyone who's been through that journey, or maybe perhaps yourself, you're going through that, today our guest will answer a lot of questions and also give us a true perspective, like McKenna said, about how to overcome some challenges that come with being a teen mom.
Exactly. Thank you, Emma, for that. And so, would you mind going ahead and introducing yourself?
Hi, my name is Monica Kimani, or Mama Trevor, as I'm known.
Would you like to
By the
call
way,
her-
yes,
Yeah.
Kenyans, we like to call our moms and dads as mamas and daddies. What do we say?
Everyone
Baba.
is
We
your
say baba and
aunties.
mama. Yeah.
Everyone is your
Everyone's
uncle.
your auntie,
you
your
know,
uncle,
the
so-
man down the street that you know is your
Yeah.
uncle, and so forth. So, welcome, Mama Trevor. Thank you so much for
you.
availing yourself. I have to say that this is very brave of you to talk about this subject. It's definitely a heavy subject. So thank you
Yeah.
so much. I'm sure a lot of people are going to enjoy this and learn a lot about not only about your experience, but also others as well. So the first question is, tell us about your journey as a teen mom. How did it even all begin, and
How old were you?
Exactly. How old were you?
I was 16 when I got pregnant with my oldest son. It was one of those times where you think you can get pregnant. You were just having fun. You just graduated high school. It's you and your friends, and you're doing everything that you think is fun. Going out of town. We used to go to weekends to Mombasa, Nakuru, and everything else, which was fun. It's like going to Vegas here. And
Oh, I get it.
And then I found myself pregnant, and I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? And at the same time, that was a very good year for my mom, and because my older sister, who's 5 years older than me, was getting married, and which is very traditional in Kenya. Like your older sister gets married, and then the other one, and then me. I have three sisters. Two older sisters than me, and then there's three brothers. I'm the youngest. So it was one of those times when I found myself pregnant, and I was like, oh, I'm going to disappoint my mom, because I was still at home and waiting for my KCSE results, because in December, in Kenya, when you graduate high school, it's in December, and then you get your results in March, and then you don't get your papers to go to university until a year later.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
So it takes a whole process, and during that whole process, you have nothing to do.
Got
So
it.
I went to driving school, I went to computer school, and
Yeah.
in between, I'm like, I had so much idle time, and idle mind
Yes.
is a devil's workshop.
Yes.
And that
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how I found myself pregnant, and it was scary, and I felt alone. My girlfriends in college, because I was as I told you, I was going to college to study computers, because that was the in thing then.
Yeah.
And yeah, so and they're like, hey, you should just, get rid of the pregnancy, nobody will know. And I was like scared. Fortunately for me, I had been raised in a Christian family. My mom used to drug us, and it used to be,
Yeah.
we used to
I know
call ourselves
that.
drug babies. We used to call ourselves drug babies. And you're like, why are you a drug baby? Because my mom drugs me to church.
I get
So
it.
I'm a drug baby.
I like that.
So
That's
she,
funny.
so she used to drag us to church every Sunday. She would make
Wow.
sure whether you have to sleep or awake,
Yeah.
and we had to walk it wasn't far, but we had to walk to church, and we hated it. We had a car, but my mom never used to like driving it on Sundays, so she used to make because of parking. So she
Okay.
would just walk. If there's a shortcut, and in Kenya there's shortcuts.
Yes, I
crossing the
know.
bridge.
I know.
Instead of driving, so we would go to church. So I knew it was wrong to have an abortion. So I was like, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wait until my sister's wedding, and then I'll tell my mom, and that's what I did. Because I was raised by my mom herself. My dad passed away when I was an infant. I don't even know my dad
Okay.
himself.
Okay.
I don't remember him.
Okay.
But my mom never remarried, so I was raised by my mom. And so after my sister's wedding, I told my mom that I was pregnant, and I remember, I'll never forget. I was in the dining table, and I was having breakfast, and she was sitting across on the other side, and I told her, Mom, I'm pregnant. She didn't say anything. My mom was so funny. My mom passed away in 2006, by the way.
Oh,
ladies.
sorry about love that.
Yeah, but she was my best friend.
Wow.
So we were eating breakfast and she didn't say anything. She finished. She told the house girl to pick up the dishes and she just walked away. And I was like, oh, I'm so dead. Because she went straight to her bedroom.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, in the African tradition, it doesn't matter whether you're 16, 18,
Oh,
your
it
mom,
doesn't matter.
she can still discipline
Oh,
you.
yeah.
It's true.
And I'm thinking, oh yes, I'm so
It's
dead. I am
Yeah.
so dead. So what she had done, she had gone to her bedroom to call my brothers and sisters. So she went and called my brothers and sisters and told them, hey, it was on a Sunday. She's like, hey, I'm having dinner at my house, and she's like, I need to talk to you, everybody, and that's what she did. I came to find out later. So in the afternoon, because my sister's wedding was on Saturday, now on Sunday I tell her, and it's like, okay, so they come and we have dinner, and after we have dinner, she's like, I need to talk to you, and I'm thinking, oh, my mom is sick or something.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, I just want to, I have some news to share. Your baby sister is pregnant, because they call me baby even till now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, your baby sister is pregnant and she's keeping the baby, she's not getting married, and we all want to support her. And I was like,
Amen.
wow. She hadn't talked to me.
Right.
Remember, since morning she
Yeah.
hadn't talked to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
You know. But it is the prayers that I had prayed and the fact that I had been faithful and said, you know what, I'm keeping this baby.
Amen.
That she
Wow.
was faithful. And two of my brothers were not married by then, and they were so excited. It was such a funny thing that happened
Yeah.
because they celebrated.
Amen.
Wow.
We celebrated it, and they're like, my sister who had gotten married and my
Yeah.
brothers are arguing, it's gonna be a boy, it's gonna be a girl.
Wow.
You know, it was such a
Wow.
they're like no, I want a
Wow.
boy. And because they knew my boyfriend, and they were like, oh, he's gonna look like the dad, and I'm like, no, he's gonna. And I'm like, you guys realize this is my baby? They're like,
Yeah.
they're like, no, you lost the right.
Yeah, you lost the
So
right.
I thank God because, as you
Amen.
know, that in the Kenyan tradition,
Yeah.
what happens when a girl gets pregnant, most of the time she's asked to leave the community.
Of course.
You
of
know,
course.
they
She's shunned.
she's
Completely.
shunned.
Yeah.
So I could have ended up in the streets
Right,
with my
right.
baby, or try to have, it's illegal to have an
Yeah.
abortion in Kenya, and
Right.
you can have an abortion and die.
Right.
Because in
Wow.
Kenya it's illegal to have it till now.
Right.
Wow.
So
Oh, I didn't know that.
it is
Okay.
illegal. So
Okay.
if you try and have it, you have to do it the street. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah,
but they
of course. They
there's
have
so many deaths. You know, you would read in the
Right.
news growing up in Kenya, we would see people died in hospital because they were trying to have an off-street abortion, and they, because the nurses are like, oh yeah, I can help you induce an abortion,
Got
and they
it.
give you something and you overdose or whatever they use. I don't know how they used to do it, but it was
Right.
one of those things that you knew it was illegal.
Yeah.
So I was very fortunate that my family was very supportive, and I thank God that they were supportive to me, and they
Wow.
insisted that, hey, you're not gonna get married, you're gonna go to school, and that was the biggest part for me to understand that, you know what, I'm still loved because
Yeah.
I have just made the biggest mistake, and hey,
Yeah.
there's somebody here who still loves me.
Wow.
That's unconditional love for me right
Wow.
there. Yeah.
Wow. So you will say like your biggest mistake was your biggest testimony.
Exactly,
At
biggest
that
blessing.
point.
And
Yeah.
looking at it, and I know we're going to
Yeah.
go into details of it now.
Right.
One thing I have learned is that
Yeah.
there's no mistake that is too big for
Wow.
God to use.
Amen.
Because
Amen.
I can agree with that.
Because
Yeah.
you think that you have made it you have made the biggest financial
It's
mistake
true.
or biggest physical, I don't know what kind of
Right.
mistake. But hindsight 2020, if you give God and say, you
Yeah.
know what, I come to you
Amen.
broken, He can use that mistake
Exactly.
and turn it around to become a blessing.
Amen.
Wow.
This
Your
reminds me.
mess becomes a message,
Yes.
Amen.
and your test become a testimony. Because for me right now, if you look at my life,
Right.
where I am at, I never knew that 20 years later, my son
Yeah.
is 20 now,
Oh,
that
wow.
20 years later, my son would be babysitting for me, my little one.
Oh,
Wow.
Without him, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So if I had had that abortion, I would be struggling with my little one.
It's
Right.
true.
Because it prepared me for
Yeah.
where I am right now.
Exactly.
You know, he's a blessing. He's been
He's a
there.
blessing.
He's been
Amen.
there for
We
me.
know him.
Amen.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you guys know him.
Yeah.
Right.
And join you guys one day in a panel and
Right.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
Yes.
It's coming up.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
he'll tell you that the relationship that him and I have
Wow.
is
Yeah.
very
I always
close.
see it.
And you guys know him,
Yeah.
and you see it. He's a good kid,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
and
Yeah.
despite the fact where we started, and he's
Yeah.
grown up in church. He's a Christian. He
Right.
loves Christ. He loves God,
Amen.
and he's made mistakes. He's a teenager.
Yeah.
Amen.
But me and him the other day were laughing when he turned 20. He's like, "Hey, mom, guess what?" I'm like, "What?" "I avoided teen pregnancy. I made it. I'm
I
kidding."
made it.
What are you trying to tell me
Wow.
about it?
I know.
And about it. How he's like, hey, you messed up, but I made it.
Yes.
So I'm like,
Oh,
you
I see what you
realize
mean.
I see
and
what
I'm
you
like,
mean.
so I'm like, so are you giving me credit
Yeah.
about what I did with you?
Yes.
He's like, are you turning it around to be?
I know, right?
Yeah, but anyway, yeah.
That's
so,
amazing.
Yeah, so
I
it's
like
amazing.
that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You
yeah.
know, actually, you're talking about something that we're gonna be asking you about you later. That son-mother relationship that
Yeah.
you guys have now,
Yeah.
and then you've touched upon like points that as people who like see someone who's pregnant as a teenager, we immediately jump into judgment. We immediately, especially as Kenyans,
Scrutinizing them.
you know,
Yeah.
we scrutinize. You
Yeah.
know, it's so bad because I've seen like my sister and my sister-in-law and them being pregnant, and it's such a sensitive time for a mom. Like women go through so much, they go through so
Yeah.
many hormones, so many bodily changes, and to have like the community not support them is like another thing.
Wow.
But we're so glad that your parents, your mom and like your siblings did not only appreciate this blessing that you received, but they actually saw it as such. So we've totally been moved by that. Now the other question is really, how did you start picking up the broken pieces? Were there any broken pieces? You talked about like the initial reaction from your parents, and how they supported you. But in the back of your mind, what was like running through your mind since
Oh,
like
yeah.
you found out when you're pregnant? And if you don't mind, if you're comfortable sharing about how you ended up telling the gentleman who was your son's father. Yeah.
He knew. I had told him.
Yeah.
You know, I told him way before, as soon as I found out I was pregnant, and I told him, hey, I'm not going to tell my family until after December. And that's why when I told my mom that I'm pregnant, and she didn't talk to me, and she's like, you know, later on she talked to me. The reason why she said you're not going to get married because Trevor's dad was very supportive of the pregnancy, and he wanted us to get married. And I told him, no, my mom wants me to complete school, and I
Amen.
thank God
Wow.
so much
Amen.
because my mom told me, you know, she gave me a scenario whereby she told me, if you get married to this man, everything, when you need milk, you'll be asking him for milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you need money to go to visit me, you'll be asking him. You
Yeah.
need to get an education.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest part for me because now I was
I get
torn
it.
between having the what I thought man I loved
Yeah.
and
Amen.
an education, and I was
Yeah.
like, you know what, my mom is a wise woman, I'm gonna listen to her. And my mom was my best friend from
Right.
a long time ago.
I love that.
So it was hard for me, but the challenges that I encountered was the fact that now that I'm pregnant, here I am in December, and I was supposed to be starting college in January. So I didn't start college in January, and my mom told me, that's fine, what you're gonna do, you're gonna stay home for 1 year, because by then, Trevor was born in April, I think by then I was 6
Yeah.
months pregnant, and she's like, you're gonna stay home for a year, and then you'll start college the following year.
Right.
So that's what I did, and as soon as I, our Trevor was born by September, I was already applying to other colleges, and was able to, she sent me far away,
Right.
and that was by choice. She wanted me to be able not to be distracted, because she knew if I went to
right.
school in Nairobi,
Yeah.
I would be
Ah, of
So she
course.
needs to
The
ask.
city.
Yeah. No, she's actually sent me out of the country, and she was like, you
Yeah.
know what, you're gonna go study, and I went.
Yeah.
But every holidays she would make sure that
Yeah.
she came. I came home. She paid for my
Yeah.
ticket to come home,
Wow.
and she would visit. If we had a visiting time, she would make sure she came with my
Wow.
son, and and she would send me pictures. And my brothers were and sisters were so supportive. I remember the day. I'll never forget the day I had Trevor, because I went into labor, and I was. Hey, I'm 16. I don't even know
Yeah.
what labor is.
Yeah.
And I went into labor, and my mom was panicking, and she's like, "Okay, we need to get a car." And
Yeah.
we got into hospital and everything else, and she picked up the phone and called my brothers, and she's
Yeah.
like, "We're in Aga Khan Hospital. Your sister just delivered a baby boy."
Yeah.
My brother didn't know what to do, and he went to Nakumatt and bought everything white. I'll never forget.
Oh my
a white bucket. You know, you can
Yeah.
wash the nappies. Call them the nappies.
Yes, the
Yeah.
nappies,
Yeah,
yeah.
the diapers, we call them nappies. So
Yeah.
we got like 72 of them.
No way.
The liners,
Wow.
white bucket, white karai, the area,
Yeah.
everything white. And
I
then
like that.
I
and
know.
he brought them in a pickup, and he's
Yeah.
like, I bought everything. Where's the baby? So he was so excited, and I was like, yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, are you guys supposed to be supporting me? Yeah, so they were very supportive of me. So
Yeah.
even when I went to school, they made sure that I had access to my son.
Amen.
He was still a baby. He would be making me baby
Amen.
talk. They would tell me, oh, he's crawling now. He's doing
Wow.
this. They were very supportive to make sure that I concentrate on my studies. So I went to school
Wow.
for 3 years. I got my degree and
Okay.
came back. But I was back and forth, obviously.
Exactly.
And in Kenya, you go to school for 3 months. You're home in April.
Yeah.
Oh,
After
nice.
that,
Very nice.
And then
Yeah.
in August you gain in December.
Yeah.
So I was
Got
back
it.
and forth. But they,
Very nice.
during that time, they got for me a house girl, a nanny to take care of my kid. Whenever he has his doctor's appointment, he was used to be taken. He was. We never like. They were very separate, and that was very important. And for me, my prayer was for me to have that, because
Exactly.
I had seen other girls who hadn't gotten that kind of support, and
Oh,
it was
yes.
it was heartbreaking, and I thanked God. But that also was at the demise of my relationship with Trevor's dad, because once I went for 3 years, when I came back, it was like, okay,
Yeah.
you've been gone for long.
Yeah.
And it was okay with me. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
The people who mattered to me
Yeah.
stayed,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Amen.
and the ones
That's
who
true.
didn't matter left.
Wow.
And that was the
Yeah.
most important thing for me.
Wow.
And obviously, it sounds like you had to grow up really, really fast.
Oh, yeah.
And how was that?
Exactly.
That was tough, because when the other girls, now you're in
Yeah.
college, you're
Yeah.
living in the hostels, girls are making plans of,
Right.
hey, Friday we're going to Nakuru or
Right.
whatever,
Right.
or I'm out. I can't make that. It's
Yeah.
study.
Yes.
I used to study, and if I have a 3-day long weekend,
Yeah.
you guys are going out, or
Yeah.
you're going out of
Yeah,
state,
you go to
or
see
Yeah.
baby.
I'm going to see the baby.
Yes.
So I had to mature and grow up, and my
Ah.
responsibility. And every time, when
Yeah.
girls would go shopping, oh, that cute shoe, and I would be
Right.
like, oh, look at that cute
Yeah.
baby outfit.
Oh, so
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
Your perspective just changed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your perspective
Yes.
changes.
Right.
And
Yes.
so that
Yeah.
that was me. So it was tough, but the toughest part, I think, was missing my baby, not being able to be there
Oh,
for
yeah.
them. But I was able to do, the first couple of months, and then
It's wow.
as the years grew, and
Yeah.
he was with, my grandmother was still alive. My grandparents
Yeah.
were still there.
Oh, wow.
So my
That's
mom
sweet.
and my grandparents and my brothers and sisters were there. So he had the community. He didn't even.
Yeah.
not
So it
even-
takes a village to raise a child.
It does.
That
Literally.
saying literally
Yes,
applies to you.
yes,
I
it
love
does.
that.
Yeah,
I love
yes,
that.
it did.
Wow. And when we think about teen pregnancy, nowadays it's like the norm. I mean, McKenna was just talking about there's a program on MTV, and it's about teenage moms and how I wouldn't say necessarily glorifying it, but yes,
Yes.
they are
Yeah,
glorifying it
it's
in a
true.
sense.
Yeah.
And now it's becoming like, it's just like what you do. It's like, when you just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
However, even if it's a norm nowadays, there's still some stigmas out there. And so, Mama Trevor, can you tell us like what stigma you face, and
Exactly.
and do you think like that stigma still applies today, or
Right.
things have
Yeah.
changed?
Well, I actually find it's very heartbreaking for me to think about glorifying it, because
Yeah.
as a teen mom myself, I know that was a mistake.
Got
Right.
it.
Because I didn't get to enjoy my teenhood. I didn't get to do the things that I wanted to do.
Mhm.
I don't regret it, and I even told whenever me and my son Trevor talk, and I tell him, you are not an unwanted pregnancy.
Yeah.
Pregnancy. You are unexpected. There's a difference
Amen.
between unwanted
Yeah.
and unexpected.
Yeah.
Because people have this thing of saying, oh, that's an unwanted pregnancy. No.
Yeah.
Mine was unexpected.
Got
So
it.
that I told him that.
Yeah, that
But-
makes sense.
Yeah, because it was not expected. But I
Mhm.
always tell him, if I could have done it differently, I could have waited until I was much mature.
Yeah.
But the way it worked out perfectly. Because one thing, you miss your childhood, you don't get to do what you're supposed to be doing at 16, 17, 18.
It's true.
But thank God that I had the family support. So that part I wouldn't tell anybody, oh yeah, it's fun, because you don't get to enjoy your childhood. For me, as soon as I graduated, the next thing I had to do is, okay, thank God I didn't have student loans or anything like that, is get an apartment and get a job and moving with my child and everything else. I have never, till today, lived by myself.
Wow.
Because I was 16 and pregnant.
Right.
As
That's
soon
true.
Yeah. And then
Wow.
I'm moving with my house girl and my child. I never lived by myself, and I always tell my kids, like, when they go away for the weekend,
Yeah.
I'm scared to
Yeah.
leave them by myself.
I know.
I know. They're
You're not
like,
used to it.
I'm not. No, I'm
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
Right.
If I come to the house from work and I'm here by myself,
Yeah.
I'll call Trevor and be like, hey, what do you mean you come here? And he'll be like, why do you want to know?
Yeah.
Because I can't use the bathroom. I'm scared
Oh,
to
it
go.
makes so much sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never lived by
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
and that's one thing I feel I missed out.
Oh.
Living in
Wow.
by myself and having, oh yeah, I'll come and just have a glass of wine.
Right.
No, I always have people to cook for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So I missed that, but the stigma is still there. And I
Okay.
understand the fact that it's something that is a taboo, you know, getting
It's true.
pregnant
Yeah.
before you get
In
married.
every culture, I don't think
Yeah.
there's a culture. Well, I won't say that. Maybe not in every culture, but in
Exactly.
most.
For the most
cultures.
part, yeah.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Kenya, in Africa, I know for sure. In
It's-
Asia,
exactly.
and
Yeah.
also in the U.S., in the Western world.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it's a taboo for you to get, and there's the
Yeah.
stigma.
Mhm.
But you can turn around the stigma and make it something that
Amen.
A ministry.
exactly make it a
Yeah.
ministry, and that
Right.
is something that I appreciate you girls what you're doing
Oh,
Wow.
because you know it is really hard. As
Yeah.
you were saying earlier, you are
Yeah.
emotional, you're
Yeah.
confused.
Right.
You're 16, you're still a child.
Right.
You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Right.
The decisions that you're making are like, what am I going to wear? That's
Yeah.
the best decision you can make. And as soon as you go somewhere and you see somebody wearing the same outfit, you
Yeah.
get mad about the decision that you made.
Exactly.
So now making a decision about another person's
Wow.
life, that's really
That's a
tough.
big deal.
Imagine.
And so with that, you know, there's the stigma. Okay, she's 16 and pregnant. There's the responsibility. What was she thinking and
Yeah.
everything else?
Where were
But
the parents?
Where were the parents? But we always, you know, what people forget is that everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Everyone makes mistakes.
And whatever
It's
you
true.
do in the dark, whatever I do in the dark,
Right.
some of us it comes to light,
It's
others it
true.
doesn't.
Mhm.
So
It's
your
very-
Yeah.
mistake may be something little,
Mhm.
and you
It's
think
true.
it doesn't matter. But there's
Yeah.
no little mistake and big mistake. In the
Wow.
eyes of God, we are all the same.
Yeah,
Amen.
we
We are
are.
all the same. It's just that
Amen.
some of us, our mistakes are used to be as
Exactly.
messages,
It's
and that's
true.
why there's the differences. So if you look at everybody and say, "Oh, that person is so way off," no,
Right.
just look at them and say, "I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
What unless you walk in somebody's
Exactly.
shoes for a
Right.
mile and feel the pinch and the pain, you
Yeah.
can't judge them
You
because
can't.
you don't know how they got pregnant.
Exactly.
It's true.
What led them to get pregnant?
Exactly.
and
It's true.
what led them to that relationship? If it's a relationship, if it's abuse, because some people are dealing with real issues at home,
It's
Yeah.
true.
and the only love they've ever felt is from that boy.
Exactly.
There's no love at home. There's there's
Mm.
things that are broken at home, and for me it wasn't like that. But it was one of those things like, hey, I thought I was having a real relationship, and it was a real relationship, you know, because my Trevor's dad, who's Michael, he wanted us to
Yeah.
get married,
Mhm.
but it was a mistake. I cannot
Yeah.
deny that I made a mistake at 16,
Yeah.
but that mistake became a message and eventually became a blessing for me.
Amen. Amen.
That's really powerful.
exactly.
And I know there are so many challenges, just being a teen mom in general, but what was the most challenging thing you faced during that time?
Being trying to go to school and raise the baby,
Wow.
because it was like I was torn between two things. It's like, okay, here is my baby, which I thank God my family was able to financially
Wow.
provide for me, like
Amen.
with the
It's true.
baby
It's
and
true.
me to go to school. Because if I had to work and go to school,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to do it, because I would have to pay somebody to watch my child, go
It's
to
true.
school and help my mother.
Yeah.
But fortunately, I was able to do that. But it was still challenging, because deep down me, I was still a mom,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking about my baby. But here I am. It's like, okay, what do I do? What do I? Okay, I miss my baby, but all I can do is call, and then we didn't have cell phones like you can.
Right.
FaceTime
Yeah,
somebody.
that's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, you call. If there's
Thank
nobody
God
in the
times
house.
have changed, so we
I
thank
know.
God for that.
I know. If you call in the house, there's
Yeah.
nobody who answers. No.
Yeah.
And we have
Yeah.
the call boxes.
Yes,
It's
of
true.
course. And you go and you
Yeah.
dial the numbers.
I know. We had them in the hallway.
I
the
was
dorm.
a pro at using them.
Exactly. We had them in the hallway at the dorm, and at 10 o'clock you don't want to be walking that hallway at the
Yeah.
dorm. So if they don't
It's
answer,
true.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it was tough, but it was just not being able to raise my baby for the first couple of years was tough for me. But it made me grow up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I grew up. By the time I went back, I was 19 and I was grown.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was grown. I was
Wow.
like, I have
It's true.
responsibilities,
Yeah.
and this is my
Yeah.
child. But it was tough, and you just start making grown-up decisions.
Okay.
Right.
You know, it's a decision you make, because I've seen, don't get me wrong, I have
Yeah.
seen people who are 16 and
Yeah.
they have kids and
Yeah.
they're still making kid decisions.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's a decision I made. You know what? Now I'm a mom. I'm gonna be responsible.
I like
Wow.
that. You know, you'll be surprised about how many women who give birth at a child when they're 30 and they're married, and it's still all about themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like amazing how you are able to put that mentality that I'm a mother now.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say, even as an aunt, you know, by the way, as an aunt, I'm obsessed with my nephews too. They're
Yes,
not
of
my
course. It's always like
brothers
that.
and sisters' kids. They're my kids, you know. But
Yeah.
I even see how sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
But so one thing that you were talking about, it's like this education and how you wanted. Your mom really pushed you to like go out, and she sent you away for like 3 years to do like your dreams and goals. And oh yeah, now I just remembered. And this mindset of like, you know, I'm a mom now. But did you have like dreams before you were 16, and then did that like change once like you became a mother, or like did you have like certain goals that you wanted to achieve? Like, you know, when we're little, we're like, oh, I want to be a scientist, and I want to be doing this, and I'm going to be doing that. Or did you even with like your son's dad at that time have like future plans, and then like how did that change once like you had to like become a mother?
It's funny that you asked that because as soon as we graduated high school in 1994. So I'm old, sorry. So what then in the 90s you didn't need a visa to go to London. So you
I like this.
British one.
We're learning a lot.
I love that.
So my best
I don't like that we were colonized.
My best friend after high school got, you know, she had a relative. She went to London. So I wanted that was my dream to go to London and study with her and everything else. So as soon as I got pregnant, but the irony of this was the fact that Trevor's dad is British.
Oh wow!
So that was the irony. But that was me meeting him had nothing to me going to London.
It's a British accent, I have to say.
I know, but that was the irony. But I always wanted to go to London and study there with my best friend. So it was funny because, and then now and then I'm pregnant, I'm like, okay, I gotta change my dreams and what do I want to do? I wanted to always study something to do with travel. I wanted to either work in the airline or work in hotel management. You know, so I wanted to do something like that. You know. So that's what I wanted to study. And I was like, okay, I wanted to go to Europe and study, but my mom was like, you don't have. And my mom at that time when I was graduating high school, she was like, my baby, you can't go past that village.
Oh, mine are always like that.
So when she heard that my best friend is going to London and I'm escorting her to the airport, I'm gonna go. She's like,
I hope you're not thinking you're leaving.
So I did have dreams to go to college and study either hotel management. Actually, even when I was, you know, the whole time when I was studying computers, driving and everything, I went to Alliance Francais. I studied French in Germany. And
I don't know if that's French.
I don't know.
And I don't remember. I just remember a little bit of the French, but you know, I was like, excited. I'm going to go to abroad and study. You know, looking for, you know, online for the college that I can study.
Exactly.
Last thing I know, I have a different. But you know what? Life went a full circle because the funny thing is, I went to college and studied business administration.
I like that.
I got my degree. Started working. I was working at a company in the area as a secretary. Then a few years later, I think 2 years later, I got a job at DHL as customer service. And lo and behold, I'm working as customer service. I meet somebody and they tell me, I'm the manager at Kenya Airways.
Wow!
When did I work at Kenya Airways? As a flight attendant. Lo and behold, my life went full circle. I always wanted